Imagine transforming your toughest challenges into your greatest strength. What if the trauma you face could pave the way for a more resilient, fulfilled life? Today we're going to explore a transformative concept known as post-traumatic growth. Now, in a profession where encountering trauma is a part of the job, it's crucial to understand how these experiences can lead not to just recovery, but a profound personal development. Now, in this episode, which I titled The Path to Post-Traumatic Growth, Understanding and Embracing the Journey, I'm going to unpack what post-traumatic growth really means for first responders. Now, I'm going to discuss how embracing the healing process can really lead to a newfound appreciation for life, stronger relationships, and increased resilience. Plus, I'm going to share a practical strategy that you can integrate into your daily routine to foster this growth. From reframing negative experiences to cultivating gratitude and seeking support. How great would that be? So whether you're a seasoned veteran, new to the field, this conversation is packed with insights to help you shift from merely surviving to thriving. Welcome to Shields Down, Healing for First Responders, the podcast dedicated to supporting and empowering those who serve on the front lines as they navigate the challenges of PTSD and trauma. Each episode, we shine a light on the emotional realities faced by first responders. Together, we'll explore stories of resilience, gain insights from mental health professionals, and uncover practical tools to guide recovery and growth. So whether you're a first responder facing PTSD or someone who supports them, Shields Down offers connection, hope, and a path forward. So let's take the first step together. Put your shield down, reclaim your strength, and remember, you're not alone. Tune in and let the healing begin. So part one, what is post-traumatic growth? So post-traumatic growth refers to the positive psychological change experienced as a result of struggling with changing life circumstances. So for us as first responders, we often face traumatic situations. Now, post-traumatic growth can lead to newfound applications for life, stronger relationships, and increased personal resilience. So it's important to understand that growth co-consists with distress, but it's not about ignoring the pain. It's about using it as a catalyst for change. So post-traumatic growth, as defined, is a phenomenon where individuals experience positive psychological change following significant adversity or trauma, right? And as first responders, when we encounter these intense and traumatic situations, post-traumatic growth can really manifest as that renewed sense of purpose, that enhanced personal strength, and that deeper appreciation for life's challenges and triumphs. Right? It involves embracing those complexities of trauma and resilience. Right? It acknowledges, when you use post-traumatic growth, it acknowledges that growth doesn't ease the pain of that traumatic experience, but it transforms it into an opportunity for personal development. This growth leads to improved coping skills, a stronger sense of empathy towards others, which is important for us as first responders, and a more profound understanding of your own capabilities and your own limitations, right? When you begin to use post-traumatic growth, you begin to foster environments that support your emotional processing and your adapting to follow trauma, right? This can include those peer support networks, providing access to your mental health resources, different things that you could do for yourself, and offering training, right? Different training that you could do to become that leader and remove the stigma within your organization. And by acknowledging the potential for growth during those tough times, as first responders, you can really begin to cultivate that resilience that not only sustains, but also enhances your professional and personal lives. Healing from trauma is not a linear process, right? It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to face challenges head on. Now, as first responders, we often have a fix-it mentality, right? We get to a scene, we get to a situation, our job is to end it quickly and safely as possible to resume the normal routine or whatever's going on. But in the path for post-traumatic growth, the focus is on personal growth rather than immediate solutions, right? And that's what makes it really hard for us as first responders, because we're ingrained on a day-to-day basis to solve the problem quickly. But when it comes to this journey, we need to take our time. This journey involves recognizing and accepting vulnerabilities while also learning to find that strength within us. But you want to build people around you. We're always trying to do it on our own, but you have a team. And healing from trauma is greatly facilitated by the strength of relationships and those support systems. Now, as first responders, we're accustomed to being those helpers. We're accustomed to doing for others. So it can be definitely really challenging to reach out for assistance. However, connecting with peers, connecting with mentors, or even mental health professionals can provide that invaluable perspective and encouragement. Sharing experiences like I'm trying on here, and I will have some other first responders come on and share their stories, is not only going to alleviate the feelings of isolation, but it's also going to foster that sense of camaraderie and mutual understanding. You're going to say, okay, look, yeah, he went through or she went through that same story. I know I can make it through mine too. Embracing the support of others is a crucial step in the journey towards post-traumatic growth, as it reinforces that you don't have to navigate this path of healing alone. But you can also begin to do things on your own, right? You can develop mindfulness practices and be self-aware, because this is also essential in processing traumatic experience. Now I know you're going, oh my gosh, Adam, okay, do you want me to do this? Now you want me to do this? You know what? And that's why it's a journey, right? Because when you bring yourself in the present and attentive to your thoughts and your emotions, you begin to understand the impact of trauma on your well-being and on your life. And then you can reach out better, right? You can understand and identify your triggers and your stress responses, and enabling you to manage them more effectively. And I have a lot of workbooks out there, guidebooks that I hope that you've taken advantage of and you get them. They're all for free, and they're going to help you process through these triggers or help you create mindfulness techniques. But things like mindfulness practice and meditation or deep breathing can really reduce that anxiety and promote emotional regulation. I know I've talked about that on previous episodes because it's so important. It's so important to have that, one, to live in the moment, and two, to really be bringing yourself down and resetting your heart rate. The higher the heart rate, the more stress and anxiety you're going to cause yourself. So you want to begin to turn that adversity into that opportunity to growth, right? Trauma can fundamentally alter your perspective of life. That's the biggest thing that I've found, my understanding with post-traumatic stress disorder is that it's altering our perspective of life. We're shown a situation that's like our mind's going, oh, that's not normal, right? But if you look at it on another hand, it also presents you with an opportunity of profound personal development. Yeah, it's not normal, but when you can look at it and begin to reframe it and reframe that traumatic experience as a catalyst for change, you can find new meaning and purpose, right? Like when I lost my son, it truly, I had to look at that and go, okay, that's not normal to bury your own child. So I had to look at it. I had to find new meaning and purpose for it. And that's how you begin to transform it. It's not easy. It's simple to do, very simple to do, to find and, create those reframing of the situation, but it's not easy, right? It's simple, but not easy, right? First step is you want to acknowledge that pain and that adversity that you've faced. But then you also want to recognize the potential for that positive outcome, right? Increased empathy, strengthening relationships, deeper appreciation of life, different things like this. But you have to find it. You have to reframe it and find it. Because embracing this mindset shift is pivotal in moving from merely surviving to thriving, embodying that essence of post-traumatic growth. So there's some practical ways to foster this growth, right? And it includes like reframing negative experiences to foster the growth, incorporating gratitude into daily life, seeking support, and developing this growth mindset. So let's first talk about reframing the negative experiences. Now, as first responders, like I've said, we encounter so many traumatic and high stress situations, and they can really impact our mental well-being. But by actively reframing these negative experiences, you can begin to transform adversity into that opportunity for personal development, right? This means acknowledging the difficulties while also identifying the lessons learned or the strengths that you gain from the experiencing. Reframing helps shift the focus from the trauma itself to the growth that can emerge from it, thereby supporting this post-traumatic growth journey. Now, what about incorporating gratitude into your daily life? Practicing gratitude, I've found, is such a powerful strategy because it enhances your emotional resilience. By regularly reflecting on the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small, you can counterbalance that stress inherent at work, right? This might involve keeping a gratitude journal. For those who have followed me, you know I love my journals, right? Or even sharing appreciative thoughts with colleagues. I do this all the time. I find that I'm a very positive person at work. And I'm a very positive person overall, but I find that people like talking to me because I always find the positives in the situation. I try to get them out of that victim mindset. Oh man, I failed at this. I did. Okay, well, what'd you learn? How can you grow? Where can you go from these? And just really finding and creating them to have those appreciative thoughts about themselves. Or even simply finding that gratitude is to taking a moment each day to acknowledge the things to be thankful for. Again, you don't need to write them down in a journal. Just pause for 30 seconds and just think about 5 to 10 things that you're truly grateful for in your life. And then finally, when you begin to seek that support, right? Building that robust support network is crucial when you're dealing with the aftermath of trauma events, right? Seek that assistance from peers who really understand the demands of the job. Or you might get to a point where that you need to actually seek that professional trained mental health professional. And they can provide that necessary guidance and that relief that you need. But alongside the support team, you want to develop a growth mindset, right? That you can believe, you build that belief that you can learn and grow from these challenges. This is vital. It's like going to a doctor's office, something happens and you get the surgery or whatever, but what do you have to do on your own? You have to do the rehab. And that's what post-traumatic growth is. It's the rehab that you're doing to begin to build that mindset, to build that life. You have to, embracing this mindset will enable you to move beyond merely coping. And it's going to allow you to thrive and find meaning. So, what's the exercise for today? You know I love my journaling. So, I put a PDF, just a single page PDF in the description of this. Also, if you follow the link, head to my website and I'll have them in there. So basically, this is the personal reflection journal. So take 10 minutes each day this week to reflect on the following questions and write down your responses. What is one thing I've learned about myself from a recent challenge or traumatic experience? How have I changed or grown because of it? In what areas of my life can I foster more gratitude or resilience? And those are questions. That's it. That's how simple that is. And this practice helps in recognizing small signs of growth, and it'll reinforce the concept that even in the midst of difficulties, personal development is possible. Like I've said before, belief is the first step in healing. If you don't believe you're going to heal, you're not going to heal. So you have to believe within yourself. You know what? Yeah, I can heal. I'm going to do the things I need to do. So thank you for joining me today on this meaningful journey into the heart of post-traumatic growth. I explored how first responders, like you, can transform adversity into a powerful catalyst for personal development. So by understanding that growth and distress can coexist, you've learned that it's possible to find renewed purpose and strength even after the most challenging experiences. I discussed the importance of embracing the healing journey with patience and self-compassion, and to recognize that it's not a linear path, but one that can lead to profound personal insights. But don't forget, you got to build that supportive community. You got to practice mindfulness. You got to begin to foster a growth mindset, because these are all practical steps that you can take to navigate this journey more effectively. Remember, reframing negative experiences, incorporating gratitude into your life, and seeking support are not just strategies. They're lifelines that can help you move from merely surviving to thriving. By integrating these practices, you're not only embracing your own resilience, but you're also contributing to a culture that acknowledges and values mental well-being among first responders. I encourage you to take a moment for personal reflection. Consider how you can apply these insights to your own life and perhaps even inspire others to do the same. Your journey towards post-traumatic growth is not a personal endeavor. It's a beacon of hope for others who walk the same path. Thank you so much for your service, for your courage, and your commitment to growth. So if you found this episode helpful, please share it with colleagues and loved ones. Let's continue to support each other in transforming challenges into opportunities for a richer, more resilient life. Thank you for tuning in to Shields Down, Healing for First Responders. Remember, healing is a journey, and each step forward matters. Now, if today's episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories, insights, and tools for recovery. Together, we'll build a stronger, more resilient community. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you on the next episode.